Hi everyone, Wes Waddell here to introduce the 2021 Tumbleweed Music Festival Titland Memorial Song Contest along the theme of silver linings. I'm sad again that we can't do this in person this year, but I appreciate the festival's commitment to creativity and community, and I'm glad for these songs however we can experience them. I hope you're all safe, healthy, and engaged wherever you may be. Jane Titland was a force of pure light and support for songwriters in the Northwest, and her passion for original music lives on in Tumbleweed's annual celebration of songcraft. This year's anonymous pre-screening committee let me know that the 37 songs entered represented a particularly diverse crop and covered a lot of ground in their approaches to theme. From that comes the following list of silver lining finalists: Olivia Brownlee, William A. Hobbs, Loolwa Khazzoom, Joe Peters, James Tristan Redding and Mark Anderson, David Roth, Loretta Simonet, Thaddeus Spae, Patrice Webb, and Laura Zucker. Each songwriter has submitted a video of their song for your listening enjoyment and to be judged by our eminently capable and accomplished judges, who also happen to be contest alumni: Mary Hartman, Kay Miracle, and Faye Wiedenhoff. The top 3 get a check, and the winner gets the coveted Wireweed trophy as well. Let's get alphabetically underway with Olivia Brownlee and The Yard Sale, William A. Hobbs and Race to the Bottom Line, and Loolwa Khazzoom, Cancer is My Engine.
Old Mrs. Robertson unlocks the door to an attic she'd barely set foot in before. She's hired 2 neighbors, age 13 and 12, who will ferry the boxes downstairs from the shelf. As she browses the rubble, her mind fills with trouble, and she tiredly thinks to herself, the yard sale, we all ought to be in the yard sale. We've been broken down, battered up, and mostly disused. Oh, we all ought to be in the yard sale. Gavin McVale was hurting for love in a marriage he no more could be a part of. He came home to feel like his heart had been shot, and then scattered like glass in some vague parking lot. These were his thoughts as he salvaged his pots out from all the things left out to rot. The yard sale, we all ought to be in the yard sale. We've been broken down, battered up, and mostly disused. Oh, we all ought to be in the yard sale. Here's the sad verse. Little Sue Wimsley, no stranger to strife, got to watch as her father beat up his new wife. She didn't have much that she wanted to keep, except a teddy her mom left to help her to sleep. But when someone claimed it, restuffed and renamed it, the mouth of this babe didn't weep. She said, the yard sale, we all ought to be in the yard sale. We've been broken down, battered up, and mostly disused. Oh, we all ought to be in the yard sale. And always with drinking songs, you have to have a redemption verse. Because life is shit. And don't we all know it? Now plenty of fine days have gathered and passed, and we all have felt garbaged and lost and harassed. To think that the wear on our bodies would slake as our spirits improved it, withstanding the ache. But life marches on. We're a crowd on the line. And this is the comfort I take. The yard sale, we all ought to be in the yard sale. We've been broken down, battered up, and mostly disused. But we all ought to be in the yard sale. The yard sale, we all ought to be in the yard sale. We've been broken down, battered up, and mostly disused. But we all ought to be in the
Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the virtual Tumbleweed Songwriting Contest. My name is Will Hobbs, and this is Carrie Canfield and Paul Douglas. The theme this year was Silver Lining, and the one thing that occurred to me is that it didn't say who had to be the recipient of the silver lining. So here's a song about global warming and how you can profit from it. If the sounds of birds are your delight, step outside in the early light as the morning spreads its misty wings. The birds announce an early spring. We'll have robins, robins, sooner in the spring, later in the fall, higher up the mountains, closer to the pole. So rev those engines, burn that coal, it's a race to the bottom line. Short-term profit is our goal when the climate spins out of control. We'll have more oil, we'll have more gold in the race to the bottom line. The Northwest Passage opened up today as the ice cap melted all away, and offshore oil rigs are on display at the new resorts in Prudhoe Bay. You can still see polar bears in carnival shows. They look so real you'd never know. They went extinct 10 years ago in the race to the bottom line. Yeah, I don't care, I'm doing fine in the race to the bottom line. No, I don't care, I'm doing fine in the race to the bottom line. Grab your profits, that's your mission. Pull the strings of politicians if you want to win. Control the spin, pretend consensus isn't in. If global warming's here to stay, we'll find a way to make it pay. Who needs the future anyway in the race to the bottom line? Yeah, I don't care, I'm doing fine in the race to the bottom line. No, I don't care, I'm doing fine in the race to the bottom line. If disaster shows are your delight, watch the news most any night. Famines, drought, torrential rains, tornadoes, floods, and hurricanes. Wildfires, sooner in the spring, later in the fall, higher up the mountains, closer to the pole. So rev those engines, burn that coal, it's a race to the bottom line. Short-term profit is our goal when the climate spins out of control. We'll have more oil, we'll have more gold in the race to the bottom line. And when New Orleans and the Keys are at the bottom of the sea, scuba gear will let you see their houses and their factories. And think of all the jobs galore, building seafront condos and so much more on Oklahoma's ocean shore in the race to the bottom line. Yeah, I don't care, I'm doing fine in the race to the bottom line. No, I don't care, I'm doing fine in the race to the bottom line. One more time. I don't care, I'm doing fine in the race to the bottom line. No, I don't care, I'm doing fine in a race to the bottom line. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Loolwa Khazzoom from the band Iraqis in Pajamas. I'm going to sing for you my song, Cancer is My Engine. I am grateful to the Tumbleweed Songwriting Contest for including my song in the roundup of finalists. This is the first song that I've ever submitted to a songwriting contest, so it's very encouraging. I'm going to start off with a backstory about the song. My music is always an incorporation of storytelling and singing. So in 2010, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer, and for a number of reasons, I chose to reject the conventional option of surgery. One of the reasons is that the thyroid and vocal cords are either right up against each other or intertwined, depending on the body. And that means that when you do the prescribed treatment of a thyroidectomy, where they take your entire thyroid out, you run the risk of losing your voice or damaging your voice potentially forever. And another thing is that I was looking at how to approach cancer as an opportunity for whole being healing. And it started with, I was very active on social media for groups of people who had chronic health issues. I had self-healed from debilitating chronic pain, so I had developed that network. And I threw out the question, how does one self-heal from cancer? Like, I'm just throwing this out to the universe. And it was at the end of a blog post of mine. And one of my followers of my blog wrote, the answer is in the question, you self-heal. So I put, how do I self-heal from cancer on a poster paper, and the part that said I self-heal, I put in a different color, and I put it on the wall and I meditated on it, and I got it. I was like, it's not like, you don't focus on the cancer, you focus on your life. And so my whole orientation then be to look at every aspect of my life and where can I bring more healing to it. And so began this extraordinary journey, which I call my cancer healing adventure. I cold stopped the growth of the nodules immediately by literally overnight going into my kitchen, pulling everything out of the cupboards and fridge, and going all organic, vegan, gluten-free, et cetera, et cetera. And the nodules remained stable over 5 years. They didn't grow and they didn't shrink. I did various different things every 6 months when I got an ultrasound, and got that biofeedback about what was going on. It was only when this journey, this quest of looking so deeply into my soul and my life and what other aspect of my life can I bring healing to, that brought me back to my music. I had lost my music for 13 years. And I actually started singing before I started speaking. My mom told me that when she was driving around when I was 3 months old, I was bopping around in the bassinet in the back seat of the car singing the Spae, which is the traditional Iraqi Jewish sacred music that we sing on Sabbath and the holy days. And she nearly had an accident looking in the rearview mirror. But I lost my music along the way for various reasons. And this journey of healing brought me back to my music. And I decided to devote myself to my music and never again leave it. And I moved to Seattle. The first day that I was here, or the first weekend I was here, I went and got a keychain that was a guitar so that I would always be looking at my keys and saying, are you doing your music? Are you doing your music? And I started a band, and very shortly after, within a few months, the nodules started shrinking for the first time in 5 years. So first of all, I believe in the power of music to heal. And I have since done a lot of research on the healing powers of music. Music is in fact medicine. And second of all is music for me is the bedrock of my soul. And by coming back to that bedrock, my body came back into alignment. So I wrote this song, Cancer is My Engine, because by choosing to approach cancer as an opportunity for healing myself on every level of my life, it became a vehicle for profound transformation and stepping into an extraordinary life that I would not have even imagined. We have a music video for the song, which you can find at iraqisinpajamas.com. It's won numerous Best Music Video Awards worldwide at film festivals. And that's the backstory. So now I'm going to go ahead and sing the song. And I've been sick for a week, so I'm going to do my best. This song is a little bit demanding on my voice, but I will do my best not to croak. Cancer is my engine. I channel the power of this agitation in my body, recycling it for transformation. I sing from and through the blockage. for my healing. Through my courage, focus, and devotion. Unencumbered by the noise outside, the sirens beckoning me to surgery, shouting words of can't repeatedly. Well-intentioned yet misguided notions of care and support. I challenge your thinking, your system, your fear embedded in the slice and dice approach you offer. There's something higher, greater, which I tap into with my voice. Which will be in danger through your approach. Adonai hu Elohim, Adonai hu Elohim, Adonai hu Elohim, Adonai hu Elohim. So that Hebrew part is a prayer that we sing on the High Holy Days, which fall sometime vaguely around September in the Gregorian New Year. And that was one of my favorite prayers. I sang it from the bottom of my heart so devotionally as a child. The original Iraqi melody for that prayer is what I sing at the very end a cappella. The other part I actually just belted out. It just came out of me as I was creating this song. And the words are Adonai hu Elohim, God singular is God is plural. Adonai hu Elohim, same thing. Hu haya, he was. Hu howe, he will be. Hu yeh, sorry. Hu haya, hu howe, he was, he is, and he will be. Hu yeh. Hu memith, he makes dead, or kills. Uhu mechayeh, and he brings to life. And that last part is where I stop the bass and I say uhu mechayeh. So there is a force and a medicine beyond the medicine that we worship, which is not against Western medicine, but to say that there is something else that's available to us when we tap into it. Thank you for considering my song. And again, you can find out more at iraqisinpajamas.com.
Thank you, Olivia, William, and Loolwa for those silver-lined musings. Though we long for the immediacy of live music in shared spaces, it's neat that this digital undertaking lets us hear from writers around the continent this year. Up next, here's Joe Peters with Lame Jones, James Tristan Redding and Mark Anderson with The Silver Lining, David Roth and Silver Linings, and Loretta Simonet with Real True Gold.
This Silver Lining story song, Lame Jones, was inspired by a photograph from eastern Montana in an ancient Chinese parable. Jones headed west to strike his claim. In 1869, pistol in his vest, fortune and fame lay buried in the mine. There's Lonesome Valley where he made his home. He dug its riches where the antelope do roam. Wild man inside, no one could ever tame. And here's the story of what this Mr. Jones became. Jones on his horse rode out one day, hunting elk out on the range. Had a water source, a stallion's neigh. He roped it home and his world began to change. His friends and neighbors cried, "You're the damnedest man alive. A horse so wild and free, a fair match for your pride." Next time he went a-hunting, well, he rode that big old bay. But the stallion threw him against a rock and left him there where he lay. Jones crawled on back with a shattered leg. The life he knew would never be the same. His world grew black, heaven he begged. What good am I now that I am lame? The army came to gain recruits for the Indian wars. Left lame Jones alone, for he could ride a horse no more. They saddled all the healthy men who were never seen again. Jones, he took a lovely wife who settled in the glen with him. Jones gave his name to a thriving town, raised his kids and cattle on the plains. And by the time I came, he's all tore down. Only the names and graves remain. Jones headed west to stake his claim. Nothing left there now except his bones. Jones headed west, fortune and fame. This is the story of Lame Jones. This is the story of Lame Jones.
Well, I would have loved to give you some pyrotechnics or special effects, but it's just me and an acoustic guitar. Half the prayer on earth lives in hospitals and prisons. I guess that's what it takes to get a soul to listen. Simple conversation can break your heart in two. Funny how we learn to love what we're just about to lose. It doesn't matter who or why, it hurts to say goodbye. Even then, it's sometimes been a blessing in disguise. Every season, I've been seeing more and more examples. Life's for living and we ain't giving more than we can handle. like hot and cold, like salt and pepper. Oh, God sure knows how to weave it all together. I can make a plan, but I gotta trust his timing and find the silver lining. You know that moment when you wake up from a dream, ain't awake, ain't still sleeping, you're somewhere in between. Well, damn near 20 years I walked around like that. Couldn't see the forest through the trees, or the good inside the bad. Like hot and cold, like salt and pepper. Oh, God sure knows how to weave it all together. I can make a plan, but I gotta trust his timing and find the silver lining. Moving on when someone's gone, it's something you can't measure. Holding hands or golden bands, nothing lasts forever. Wasn't always pretty, but it made me who I am. I think I understand. Like hot and cold, like salt and pepper. Oh, God sure knows how to weave it all together. I can make a plan, but I gotta trust his timing and find the silver lining, and find that silver lining.
One, two, three. When I think of optimism, good intention comes to mind. But it is not through wishful thinking that a dream is realized. It is thought combined with action. It is hope combined with deed. And it's amazing what can happen when we share the things we need. There will be a silver lining and a sky so very clear. Come and grab that silver lining, and I will meet you here. There are people in this world who will serve a higher call, even in the face of darkness, standing strongly through it all. There are others here among us who would have us misconstrue all the love that makes a heart beat, and to all we know is true. There will be a silver lining and a sky so very clear. Come and grab that silver lining, and I will meet you here. There will be a silver lining and a sky so very clear. Come and grab that silver lining, and I will meet you here. When I think of optimism, good intention comes to mind, but it is thought combined with action that will bring us back in kind. And there will be a silver lining and a sky so very clear. Come and grab that silver lining, and I will meet you here. Come and grab that silver lining, and I will meet you here.
One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 'Twas 1928 when Dr. Fleming took a break. He'd worked so hard in hopes that he'd make influenza obsolete. In 2 weeks up the narrow stairs, back to his lab and cultures there. But in his microscope he spied a different blessing in disguise. Bacteria there on his slides were growing something thick and white. He didn't throw that mold away, and we have penicillin today. I've heard folks say when accidents and storms and hardships all are sent, we must keep looking straight ahead and focus on the goal we have set. But once you put your blinders on, the treasures of the road are gone. But if we look, we will behold that silver linings are the real true gold. I headed west when I was young to make it big, get my song sung. Well, don't call us and we'll call you. It seemed the first part was so true. I strummed guitar there on the beach, my dreams locked up beyond my reach. But one day standing in the sun, you were my audience of one. I thought it was a solo song till you began to sing along. It wasn't long till we could see the dream born of that harmony. I've heard folks say when accidents and storms and hardships all are sent, we must keep looking straight ahead and focus on the goal we have set. But once you put your blinders on, the treasures of the road are gone. But if we look, we will behold that silver linings are the real true gold. One day the whole wide world shut down when COVID came to every town. That tiny microscopic crown, it sent the reaper the glow brown. So folks stayed home to stop the spread. They hugged their kids, tucked them in bed. They listened when their loved ones said, I'm thankful for this time to spend. Yeah, they had time to figure out what empty things they should throw out. And from the ashes of the grief, a plan grew up of what to keep. I've heard folks say when accidents and storms and hardships all are sent, we must keep looking straight ahead and focus on the goal we have set. But once you put your blinders on, the treasures of the road are gone. But if we look, we will behold that silver linings are the real true gold. Yes, silver linings are the real true gold.
Thank you, Joe, James and Mark, David, and Loretta. We hope you'll travel to our corner of the country when we can all gather again. Rounding out the 2021 field are Thaddeus Spae with Look for That Silver Lining, Patrice Webb and Light a Candle Angelina, and Laura Zucker with Sea Glass.
If my life is hard, my soul feels torn and scarred, I look for that silver lining. If got an aching head, laid up sick in bed. I look for that silver lining. I cannot despair, it must be here somewhere. That pearly glow through the dark clouds shining. And if I'm on my own, feeling lonesome and alone, I look for that silver lining. If the road is ice and snow, I'm traveling even so, and I look for that silver lining. No matter how rough the ride, I take it all in stride, and I look for that silver lining. I don't need to cry, I know it's right nearby, that heavenly light for which I'm pining. I face the raging sea, faith, hope, and charity. I look for that silver lining. Don't doubt my task, it's not my place to ask. I look for that silver lining. Whatever my circumstance, it's still another chance to look for that silver lining. Someday I'll win that prize when I open up my eyes to the brightness and the bliss around me twining. And I'll keep on keeping on until my time is done. And I'll look for that silver lining. I'll look for that silver lining.
Well, I'm so very glad to be back at the Jane Titland Songwriting Contest again. Gosh, it's such an honor to be here. It always is, and it is one of my favorite events at the Tumbleweed Music Festival. I just love being a member of the audience. Of course, I love being up here as well. But I really loved this year's theme of silver linings because I have had several friends that have suffered from breast cancer. And through it all, I have always just been so inspired and just in awe of their ability to be able to handle it with fortitude, courage, and at times to even find joy in their families and things that some of us take for granted. So this goes out to anyone who's ever had breast cancer, known someone who has breast cancer. And the name of the song is Light a Candle, Angelina. There's dirty dishes in the kitchen, there's laundry to be done, but you don't think much about this now, this new thing has begun. They say it runs all through the family branches of the tree. It's passed down to a daughter from the mother, don't you see? But you never thought about it, this cancer of the breast. Yet one day there it was, just like a hammer to the chest. You feel the room close round you, you feel your heart grow still, and now the thought of going on just takes all of your will. Light a candle, Angelina. Don't let the rain drag you down. There'll be blue skies come the morning, and what you've lost may still be found by keeping 2 feet on the ground. There are questions you can't answer and feelings you can't name. Will you live to see your children grown? Will your daughter face the same? Some days you feel an aching that digs down to your bones. You feel the weight of all your years and you feel so all alone. But now you get up to another day, 'cause that's how the thing is done. And you tell yourself to fight the fight until the battle's won. It's for that young boy playing football and your baby girl's first dance. It's for high school graduation and a wedding day's romance. Light a candle, Angelina. Don't let the rain drag you down. There'll be blue skies come the morning, and what you've lost may still be found by keeping 2 feet on the ground. Live like it's the only life you'll ever live. Don't believe in all the stories you are told. Take the time to love and to forgive, and remember there are only these moments that we hold. So light a candle, Angelina. Don't let the rain drag you down. There'll be blue skies come the morning, and what you've lost may still be found by keeping 2 feet on the ground. What you've lost may still be found by keeping 2 feet on the ground. Thank you guys so much. Blessings to all of you. And next year we do this in person. Yes, we said that last year, but we know next year it's going to happen.
I am broken, I am a shard. Life caught me looking and hit me hard. Tried to pick up the pieces and puzzle them back, but they scattered too wide and too far. Throw me into the sea, let the turbulent water tumble me, wear me down, and humble me, smooth my sharp edges, and I'll be reborn. I'll be somebody's treasure after the storm. The farther you're carried, the softer you get. So look for me high on the sand. But for now, leave me down at the water's edge. I'm close, but I'm not done yet. Throw me back to the sea, let the turbulent water tumble me, wear me down, and humble me, smooth my sharp edges, and I'll be reborn. I'll be somebody's treasure after the storm. If by chance the tides pass me by or bury me deep in the ground, me. Let the turbulent water tumble me, wear me down, and humble me. Smooth my sharp edges and I'll be reborn. I'll be somebody's treasure after the storm. Throw me back to the sea.
Let's make some silvery at-home noise for our fine field of finalists: Olivia Brownlee, William A. Hobbs, Loolwa Khazzoom, Joe Peters, James Tristan Redding and Mark Anderson, David Roth, Loretta Simonet, Thaddeus Spae, Patrice, Webb, and Laura Zucker. Thanks also to all the festival volunteers who pulled this all together again, and to John and Jane Titland, a silver engine for our scene. We would usually all wait around in real-time nervousness for the judges' results, but through the magic of email and file sharing, I happen to have the decision from Mary Hartman, Kay Miracle, and Faye Wiedenhoff right in front of me. And I'm honored to announce that this year's third place song is Mark Anderson and James Tristan Redding, The Silver Lining. Second place, William A. Hobbs, Race to the Bottom Line. And The Silver Lining itself, the winning song of the 2021 Tumbleweed Music Festival Jane Titland Memorial Song Contest is, pause the video here for extra suspense, Sea Glass by Laura Zucker. Thank you for listening, for supporting working artists through ongoing disruption, for saying yes to community, and for keeping on. We love you, Jane. Take care and be kind.